Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya.
We are going to get into a very exciting topic that I know you guys have been waiting for me to talk about. Captain America, the Brave New World movie review. I think this is probably going to be the longest portion of the podcast. But giving an overall view, y'all know I've had a lot to say about this film. With all the political stuff about it, the marketing, I just feeling like Marvel really didn't love this movie coming out, the reshoots and all the drama behind this film. I have to be totally honest. I had a pretty darn decent time. I didn't have a great time. I had a okay to good time with the film. And I was shocked because going into the weekend, I saw the audience review. Well, I wasn't able to see the audience review to the day of. But early on in Rotten Tomatoes, it was like around like a 50-ish. It was in the 50s. I want to say it was 54 is when it first started. So it was already one of the lowest rated MCU films by the critics. But we all know, never go by the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? There's a lot of garbage films out there that they give high reviews to. So you take the critics' review with a grain of salt, as well as the audience score, because the audience score right now is at 80%. As we can see from Rotten Tomatoes right here, as we speak right now, the film critic-wise is 49%, and the audience score has stayed the same around 81 to 80%. I think it's really pretty much going to sit there. Even the audience score, you look at it and be like, man, that's a high audience score. I don't have the resources to back it up, but I was watching the John Campea show. He's one of my favorite YouTubers to watch recently. I think he does a great job just dissecting the video. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the multi-camera setup. I'm over here looking at the wrong camera. So I've recently been watching John Campea. So obviously the audience score is one of the lowest in the whole MCU out of the 35 films. And obviously the tomato score as well is low. It's almost as low as Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp was a 48. So I think the critic score is just going to stay where it is at. Just giving a brief, again, overview. I enjoyed myself. Do I think this is one of the best films in the MCU? Absolutely not. Do I think it is a bottom 5 film? No, I don't think it is. I think it's somewhere in the middle. Is it the worst Captain America film out of all the Captain America films? Yes, it is. Because at the end of the day, I walked out of the theater with my girlfriend, and she said the same thing as well, and a lot of people beside me said it. This movie just missed some sauce. It really did. The potential was there. I could look at it and tell. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the likes. Anthony Mackie. He did a great job. I've been skeptical of Anthony Mackie going into this role, and I've said he's done a good job as the Falcon. I couldn't see him as a main actor. I watched I can't remember what it was called. I want to say it was the Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think was the name of it. I didn't really care for his acting in that. I don't think it was that good. But it worked because I like when he was on screen by himself and the parts where he was playing Captain America, it wasn't that good. We all know the politics in that show and how political it was. We're not going to get too far into that. But I think he was well when he was meshing with Bucky and, his dynamic duo. That's where he meshed well in the film, Anthony Mackie. I walked away from this film saying that he'd done a fantastic job with what he was given. He felt like the leader in the film. I still don't think I don't want to say he don't feel like Captain America because I've known just Captain America to me is just Steve Rogers. It will forever be Captain America for me. Obviously, comically, does Sam Wilson get the shield? Yes. But I've made this argument for the longest time. whenever I watched that movie with Batman Bad Blood and Dick had to take over the mantle of Batman when he was captured, he was Batman, but at the same time, he wasn't Batman. You know, when you think of Batman, you just think of just the dark, grim, broody. That's just not Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's more the happy punchline. He's more like a Spider-Man type of vibe. So think of Spider-Man trying to play Batman. It doesn't mesh. There's not that big of a difference from Sam Wilkins. There's not that big of a characteristic gap between Anthony Mackie's Falcon and then Steve Rogers, Chris Evans' Captain America in the MCU. It's not that big of a drastic difference as it is compared to that comparison. But just still, maybe just since I was a kid, I was young, when I saw Captain America, you see Chris Evans. You just see Chris Evans. Even when I watch just the regular animations, you see Chris Evans, you see his Captain America. You've seen him from the first film that he made all the way up to Endgame. You just will say, even if Sebastian Stan's Bucky took over the Shield, it just wouldn't be the same. There's nothing like those stars and stripes with the headgear. There's just something about it. But I got to be honest, like I said, Anthony Mackie did a darn good job playing Captain America. Right now, do I think that he should lead the Avengers? Yes. Do I wish there was a better option out there? Because arguably, I would say if T'Challa was still alive, he should lead the Avengers easily. But I would rather right now have Sam lead the Avengers over Thor, definitely over Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, anybody else that you could think of, Ant-Man, Shuri. Anthony Mackie's Falcon or Captain America, he should lead the Avengers right now. He is the obvious choice. I thoroughly enjoy what he done in this film. And he is just a star. And he is what made the movie run. And if they would have gave him some better sauce in his fight scenes, if Anthony Russo and the Russo brothers could have got their fingers on this film, what could have been? Because that's what you walked out in this film saying. What could have been? Moving on to some other things I like. Harrison Ford. I thought he was really good. I thought he did a really good job of what he was given. A lot of people say that he was okay. I haven't really watched a whole lot of Harrison Ford stuff. I've never watched Indiana Jones. Please don't kill me for saying that. I've mainly only seen Harrison Ford in Star Wars. So obviously that's iconic. So seeing him play something like this, it was something new. I still wish the other guy would have played Thunderbolt Ross, but I did not know at the time he did sadly pass away a couple years ago, and that's the reason why that Harrison Ford got this role. So I didn't even know that. So knowing that information and seeing that what he gave, you got to say that I enjoyed it. I still love the older fella. Rest in peace. He was a great actor. He played Thunderbolt Ross to a T. He was just amazing with the way he acted. But he done a great job with what he was given. Even with his, I think where the film shined at was near the end when you had that conflict going on with him turning into Red Hulk and trying to resist turning into Red Hulk. And a plot that I didn't even know. He didn't even know that he was Red Hulk. Sorry, I want to keep this somewhat spoilish to a spoil review. So if you haven't watched the film, please move away from this portion of the video. He never even knew that he was the Red Hulk. I don't even think that's really a spoiler thing, but he just never knew. And that's where, we're not going to get deep into spoilers. I'll probably do that for a whole different video. But just seeing that dynamic and that just where the stakes got high, I think it was great. Also, the Falcon character. I liked him. A lot of people were going and complaining. They said he's annoying. He talks too much. He's aggravating. Me personally, I enjoyed him. I think he done a great job. I feel like his character was needed. He done the background work for Sam when he needed it. He hacked into stuff. His character was useful. He was needed. And I think having that dynamic, having the serious character along with the funky, funny character, I think it worked. I liked him, me personally. I thought he was very good. Pacing, story pacing, it was good. I wasn't bored. I was never just sitting there like, okay, hurry up, let's get this scene over with. I never got that. I was pretty much locked in the whole movie. I had a good time. I wasn't bored. And that is the most important thing when you're going into watching a movie. Just don't make your audience get bored. I've got to a lot of MCU movies over the last couple years. I get bored. Thor Love and Thunder, oh my God. I was just sitting there like, when's this movie going to end? I didn't have that feeling watching this. So I think the pacing was good. I was entertained. And I was pretty much locked into the movie. Now that I said what I liked, well, that's not all that I liked. I think there's some more things. But we're just going to go ahead and get to the dislikes. The leader was so bad. I don't know what was going on with him. First of all, hated the makeup. Did not like the makeup. I don't know if it was me, but something was off about his voice and his audio when he was talking. I don't know what it was. Something just felt funky about it. It just felt like he was talking from a different microphone that was on set. I don't know if you guys can, it's going to be hard when I understand what I'm saying. It's just because it made no sense just how his audio, not only that, I didn't like the makeup. I know a lot of people say that his plot made him not seem smart and it was dumb, but the actor had to do with what he was given. Did I like this perception of the leader? Absolutely not. And it was disappointing because they went with the guy from the old movie in 2008 in The Incredible Hulk. So, and there's a whole little argument to that side of the story. We'll get to that in a bit. But I didn't like the leader. Another terrible villain. And yes, the Red Hulk was not the villain in this movie. Which makes sense to us and why that happened and it turned out to be, which again, that makes sense. We knew that the leader was going to be cast in this movie, and you was thinking like, yeah, he should be the villain. It's just another dud of a villain. I was literally sitting here thinking, I don't think we've had a good villain since Thanos in any of these movies. You would have think Kang would have been good, but they dummied him down so bad. Obviously, they had to because it was Ant-Man. And outside of Shang-Chi and Shang-Chi's dad, we haven't had a good villain, like a powerful villain with a powerful presence. I was just sitting there saying, when is the leader going to be dead? Like, when is he going to be thrown away, put in jail, something? I got tired of him. I really did. I despised every scene that he was in. He just looked awkward. He didn't look like he needed to even fit in the film. I just didn't like it. Maybe it might have been the fella's acting. I don't know. I just found myself very much disliking that part of the film. Something else that I didn't like. They went cheap. Action was cheap. My gosh. If you guys saw that opening scene, I felt I was watching a CW show. The action was awful. And it got me scared to begin with because it was the opening act. And even the acting with Anthony Mackie, it was a little suspect there. And I got scared, but it got better over the duration of the film. And I was just sitting there like, bro, this action is terrible. I think they saved all the nice action for the end of the film with the fight against Red Hulk and then the battle in the Indian Ocean. Because those scenes were filmed great, action-wise, CGI-wise. But, and that puts into perspective on something that has been controversial and very, going along with the reshoots and everything else with the drama with that. So, right when Captain America was released, we got a very interesting quote that was posted by Discussing Film from someone that was on set of the movie. A Marvel crew member says that Captain America Brave New World was allegedly the most tense Marvel set they worked on. And entire sequences were not shot completely. And entire sequences shot were completely cut. And this was quote what they said. I think everyone on the crew knew this is probably not going to be a good film. And you had the stuff going on with the reshoots, and even the director himself denied that to a certain degree. Captain America Brave New World director Julius Onah says the film did not go through multiple reshoots. We only did one period of additional photography, which is the same on all of these films. So we got conflicting reports. There were reports saying this film went through like 4 additional things of reshoots. They say Marvel saw the finished product, was like, oh God, this looks like garbage. We got to reshoot some stuff. We got to add some stuff to spice this movie up. You could see it. The action was awful. I don't see how Kevin Feige and them looked at this film in the production room and just said, this film looks great. Because it didn't. I'm just talking about the action shots and towards the end of the movie. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of CGI shots that were used. Everything was pretty much in person, like no CGI used, no green screen, no blue screen. There wasn't really there was a whole lot of that in this film until mainly towards the end. I think everything else was pretty much shot on location. And specifically just with the opening scene, you saw the fight sequences. It's like, and when I made it in this video, I know I can't use the footage that's in the movie, but if you just look at the fight scene just between the Winter Soldier, because they said that they were going for a Winter Soldier vibe. I saw it. I saw what that was what they were going for, but it just didn't nail. It didn't hit home. It really just missed the fight sequences. That's it. Because when I tell you this looks like something shot out of a CW, it looked like this was shot from somebody's backyard with no additional sauce in the production room. I don't know what VFX special artists they used to do the post-editing to spice this film up. Whatever the Russo brothers use in their films, Julius Onah, the director, should have called them and be like, you know what, Russo brothers? Who did y'all use for y'all's, the fighting sequences, choreography and the editing and all that? I need them on my team ASAP for this movie. Because that's what the film missed. And that's what I felt like the film was missing. It was missing that effect, the fight sequences. It really did. I feel like if the fight sequences were better towards the beginning of the film, and there's some, like the scene where they go into where the leader's at in his bunker and all that, those fight scenes, the film would have been a whole lot better and looked a whole lot crispier. You can just tell they went cheap. And you can really tell it in the final fight with the Hulk. My God, was that green screen bad. It was pretty darn bad. I cannot lie to y'all. Did not look good. I even had a dude beside me was sitting there like, man, do you see that CGI? I'm like, yeah, dude, I see it. Was not good. Very poor shot. But the fight itself with Red Hulk was shot very well. It was clean. It was smooth. You could just tell they were using blue screen in the background. Because it just looked bad. It looked bad on a visual point of view. Entertainment point of view and action point of view, it was filmed very good. Along with the Indian Ocean scene was the best part of the movie. It was the best part of the movie because the stakes were high. This is when, Thunderbolt Rock, Harrison Ford fighting the leader, him trying to turn him into the Hulk in the middle of the sea to try and embarrass him in the treaty, get that exposed. And just that portion of the movie, the fight scenes, even just the blue screen, the CGI, all that, it looked fantastic. I just think that Marvel didn't put enough of money in this film because I think they were scared they wasn't going to get their money back. I mean, I think the budget for this was $286 or $186. I can't quite remember. It's cheap. And I think they saved all their money up for that Indian Ocean fight. And they just said, screw everything else. We're not going to spice nothing else up. Because right now, let's look at the budget for Captain America Brave New World. So the budget was $180 million. The budget was $180 million. So that was right. So it was around, I think the budget was then around $186 million. Let's look at the budget for Winter Soldier. The budget for Winter Soldier was $170 million. Really? and it looked that bad, and it looked that good compared to the Brave New World. Obviously, with Winter Soldier, they really didn't have to do any special effects outside of the helicarrier and things like that. Everything else was probably was put towards the fight scenes. Man, that's crazy. So the budget for Winter Soldier, I'm curious. Let's see what the budget was for Civil War. Okay, yeah, that was a beefier budget. You had $250 million budget, but this is when Marvel was at its peak, and they were able to spend this type of money on the films. So at the end of the day, they went cheap on this film, and it is sad because this film had a lot of potential. You could see it in the film and walking out of the movie. You saw it. You're just like, dang, this film's just missing something, just a little pinch of sauce. I don't know where the money went to. I guess maybe they put it all into the Hulk. I don't know. Just a little bit more sauce. Just a little bit. Specifically with the fight scenes. If the fight scenes were good, we could have excused the green screen at the end of the film. I don't know if just the CGI team, the special effects team that they hired was not as good as obviously whoever the Russos had. Again, I don't know. But to get away from that, overall, if I had to rank the film from 7 out of 10, I would give it a 7. I really enjoyed myself. Given all the dislikes, at the end of the day, I was not bored. I think the acting was pretty good outside of maybe a couple people, as I said, didn't care for the actor for the leader. The girl who's supposed to be, was General Ross's secretary or extra person in arms. That girl there, didn't care for her. She was okay. I think I preferred her to be more the butthole and the secretive type of role that she was playing in the beginning in the film instead of the second part where she was trying, the second half of the film where she was trying to be this girl boss, like, oh yeah, I'm a Black Widow and she's kicking it. I didn't care for that part for her. So acting was great, along with the guy who played I don't remember the character's names, the African American super soldier. He was another great aspect of the film. I think he done an exceptional job with his acting as well. And that's my takeaway. I think it's a good film. It gets me excited for Fantastic Four, and I'm just interested overall in like, what is Marvel going to do with the Avengers? Because we only got 2 films left until the Avengers movie. Where is Thor? Where is Doctor Strange? Where is Iron Man? Well, not Iron Man. Where is Spider-Man? Where's where are these characters at getting prepared for Doctor Doom? I don't know. Where's Shang-Chi? We don't know. So I'm interested to see how they're going to just deal with that. And then we only got Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four left. So I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see. And again, good movie. Okay to good movie. Not great. 7 out of 10 if I had to rank it. And is it something that I would watch ever again? Sadly, no. I just feel like me personally, if I had to watch a movie, it's got to be a banger. And Captain America Brave New World was a banger. It left you wanting more and sadly just wanting more and wanting the film to be better. Because again, I know I trashed the film, but I wanted the film to be better. I wanted the film to be good. Even with all the politics and the drama, I wanted the film to do well. I just feel like we need to get back to making great movies, specifically for superheroes. And Captain America had the potential, but it just didn't hit the spot. And it reflects on the audience score and it reflects on the critic score. And that is all I have to say about that. Shout out to Anthony Mackie, done exceptionally well. And hopefully Marvel can build upon this movie and continue to get away from its mediocrity and look forward to making some powerhouses, starting with Fantastic Four, a crew who has been deprived on the big screen for a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see how Marvel treats that and what they're going to do to set up the Avengers Doomsday.